Even after centuries of consistent research, most of Earth's history remains a mystery. Archaeologists, historians, scientists, and others all try to give us answers to the questions of the universe, but still ones that no one can answer. Of course, despite the mysteries, discoveries have been made. These discoveries tell us more about our history, our past, and even our own lives. But sometimes they leave us even more clueless than before. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll dig into 3 noteworthy discoveries that will hopefully tell us more about our past. Mayan Queen discovered. Although not much is known about the Mesoamerican civilization of the Mayans, they were one of the most scientifically advanced societies of all time. They designed an incredibly detailed calendar and made scientific strides in fields like astronomy and mathematics. Their penchant for maths also allowed them to build impressive buildings and structures with stunning precision and accuracy. Because of the density of the Mesoamerican jungle, many Mayan structures and places of significance have remained undiscovered. However, using radar technology, scientists were able to pinpoint the location of new pyramids, as well as what scientists believe to be a military watchtower. Inside the pyramids, scientists found the finger bones and decayed skeleton of an elderly woman. Since her skeleton was surrounded by precious items and the location of her burial was prominent, scientists were able to determine that the pyramid belonged to a Mayan queen. The presence of a queen typically means that a king is buried somewhere nearby. But perhaps even more interesting were the findings near the watchtower. Outside the watchtower, scientists began excavation. They discovered the decapitated skull and teeth of a child. There was other evidence near the child, including pieces of broken pottery and a stone monument that looked as if it had been burned. Scientists believe that this evidence suggests one of 2 things. Either this Mayan settlement endured a military attack, or the child was ritually sacrificed. However, also discovered a piece of ritual pottery, well preserved and intact. Because of the condition of the vase, scientists were able to read the inscriptions that described the king who owned it. A find like this is so rare, and it gives us a nearly unprecedented glimpse into the lives of the Mayan people. The radar technology that scientists use to find this Mayan settlement can prove incredibly helpful in finding and locating other similar sites of archaeological and historical importance, and it can help the scientists find, study, and preserve important historical sites and artifacts before looters. As the director of the dig, Tulane University's Dr. Francisco Estrada Belli said, "None of the discoveries of this site would have been made if looters found the site first." Tomb of Ramses II's treasurer unearthed. To this day, ancient Egypt serves as one of the most thoroughly researched periods of history. Since the earliest discoveries of this great civilization, its popularity has hardly waned. Scientists still study it, students still read about it, and Hollywood still glamorizes it. Both because and despite of its popularity, new discoveries are made all the time. One of the latest of these discoveries includes Ta-Umwir, Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II's head treasurer. Ramses II reigned from 1279 to 1213 BCE, claiming the second longest reign in Egyptian history. Ramses II boasts a strong and legendary reputation that includes battles with the Hittites and Libyans, the incorporation of sweeping building programs, and the commissioning of numerous gigantic statues in his honor. Although a fair amount is known about Ramses II, less seems to be known about his royal team. However, while excavating in Saqqara necropolis, a team of Cairo University students discovered the tomb of Ta-Umwir, Ramses II's head treasurer, royal scribe, and supervisor of cattle. Ta-Umwir also oversaw sacrifices performed at Ramses II's Theban temple. Ola el-Agizi, the Egyptian language scholar leading the archaeological research, claims that Ta-Umwir's tomb has a very distinctive style shared by other tombs at the site. The entrance contains carved scenes that detail and recall events in Ta-Umwir's life. Inside, the walls are covered with colourful images and paintings, one of which depicts a sacrificial procession and a calf being given. Assyrian columns, a very popular adornment during Ramses II's rule, were also discovered at the scene. Assyrian columns are depictions of a standing Osiris, the god of the deceased and resurrection. Some of these columns were covered by the sand, and blocks were scattered all around the tomb. According to El-Aghizi, the tomb and all of its parts will be thoroughly studied before being put back into their original places. The Saqqara necropolis is where archaeologists discovered Ta-Mwia's tomb, and was used as a ritual ground for more than 3 millennia. Although the discovery of Ta-Mwia's tomb is clearly noteworthy, the Saqqara necropolis may provide more information about ancient Egypt and its intimate practices than ever before. In late 2020, archaeologists discovered what they are now calling megatombs of mass sites. They even found a single site with over 100 tombs, the first of its kind discovered in Egypt. The Saqqara necropolis has been garnering more researchers than ever before, and for good reason. By focusing on previously neglected sites of historical significance, perhaps scientists can help piece together more of the history of ancient Egypt. And by doing so, they can help answer the burning questions that have plagued the public for centuries. Solar storm proves that the Vikings settled in the New World 1,000 years ago. The Vikings are one of the most well-researched historical groups in history. However, there is still so little known about them, their history, their culture, and their customs. Most people know about them in passing, and while some view them as a great civilization worthy of deference and respect, others do not, opting to talk about their rumoured insatiable appetites for both food and violence instead. Most of what we know about the Vikings are based on oral histories, passed down for generations. These histories talk about the famed Viking leader Leif Erikson, and a settlement called Vinland, believed to be somewhere along the east coast of North America. But perhaps the most important Viking settlement in North America is L'Anse-aux-Meadows, located in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. Initially discovered in the 1960s, L'Anse-aux-Meadows is believed to have flourished as a Viking settlement from 990 to 1050 AD. And while it is clear that the Vikings were the first Europeans to discover the New World, until very recently, scientists were unable to pinpoint the exact year. 3 fir and juniper logs were discovered and excavated at L'Anse-aux-Meadows. These logs still had the bark attached and were in fact living during the time of the Vikings. Scientists at the University of Groningen said that the trees were felled in a characteristically Viking way, with metal tools and low-angled cuts. Using this information, scientists were able to link the existence of the trees to the solar storm of 993 AD. The recorded solar storm of 993 AD was a massive one, and it released a pulse of radiation that the trees absorbed. As we know, trees grow a new ring every year. For the 993 AD ring, trees were marked with visible radiation. By counting outward, 28 rings worth, the scientists were able to figure out that the Vikings discovered the New World exactly 1,000 years ago in 1021 AD, centuries before Christopher Columbus. If this discovery proves one thing, it is that new archaeological discoveries are being made every day, and the possibility of the next breakthrough should never be denied. The only way we are going to find the answers to our burning questions is by looking. Indeed, new discoveries are made about old things all the time. Sometimes these ancient civilizations feel extremely far removed from our here and now, distant and unreachable to us as citizens of the 21st century. But it is important to remember that there are always discoveries to be made. And who knows, maybe the next new discovery will answer one of the oldest questions of all time. But what do you make of these mysteries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community and solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.